this value, which has nanoseconds, to date time. And again, it will result to an error. If we try to do the same using date time 2, you can see that we get our result. Now let's take a look on the new enhanced functions using datetime 2 value precision. With the get date and sys date time, we get the current date time on our system. But the sys date time returns a value using datetime 2 precision. And get date returns datetime value using the datetime precision. So you can see the difference here. It is up to nanoseconds. Also, with this line of code, I'm converting get date and sys date time to dates. Of course, in this case, we will get two identical values. But if we do the same for time, we will have a minor difference in the value. As you can see that the second value, current time new, is more precise. Also, the sys UTC date time returns the UTC date and time with datetime 2 precision. Let's execute this line of code. We see the result here. And of course, we can convert again this result to date and time. The sys date time offset returns the date and time along with the current time offset. So if we execute this, we see that the time is 8 minutes past 1, and my time offset is plus 3 hours. That is the Eastern European summer time, which in the current time is plus 3 GMT. The switch offset adjusts an input datetime offset value to a specified time zone while preserving the UTC value. So we execute this line of code, and we see that it works. If I try to add a different time offset here, you can see that time changes along with the time offset. The to-date time offset converts types that are not time zone aware from date time offset by the given time zone offset. So here I can pass more parameters than just the result of sys date time offset. I can pass as parameter the get date, sys date time, or even a string representation of a date time. So here I'm saying that the current time belongs to an offset of plus 5 hours, and so on. Let's continue with the rest of the presentation. Okay. Table value constructors, also known as row constructors. This new feature allows specifying a set of row value expressions to be constructed into a table. In plain words, you have the ability to specify multiple rows of data in a single DML statement. And of course, it can be also used for populating table value parameters with sample data, as we are going to see in the very next demo. The way of using table value constructors is to use the values keyword and then specify into parentheses pairs of values. Similarly, you have an additional way of constructing temporary tables with sample data, using again the values keyword, as you see on the screen. Table types and TVPs allow sending multiple rows of data to a T-SQL statement or a routine. This is usually a stored procedure or function without creating a temporary table or many parameters. A usage example in pseudocode is what we see on the screen right now, having 5 steps. The first step is to create a user-defined table type that can be passed as a TVP to a function or stored procedure. Step 2 is to create a stored procedure or function that uses a TVP. Then you have to declare the table type variable, populate the table type variable with data, and the last, pass the table type variable as a parameter to the function stored procedure. This is some sample code. Of course, we're going to see this on the next demo. So let's jump to demo 2 in order to see row constructors and TVPs. I'm going to use the DemoDB 2008 database. That's a sample database I created for this presentation. I need to create the demo table. This is called employee. It has 2 columns, ID and name. And I will insert 3 rows of data in this table using the traditional approaches, actually. So the first way was to use different insert statements, like in the example here. If I execute this and check out the contents of the table, I see that my records were successfully inserted. Let's delete the contents of the table and try the second way, the second old way of doing this. That is using the union all keyword. And again, you see that our data was successfully inserted. Now the new way, using table value constructors, as we saw earlier in the presentation, is that we use the values keyword and then we define our pairs of data. So in this way, we manage to insert as much data as we like in the table. Also, similarly, we can construct temporary tables with sample data. I have this example here. If I want to extend it a little bit, I can just, let's say, add another record here in this way. And you see that it works. Now, table types and TVPs. Again, I'm going to use the DemoDB 2008. Check out the contents of my sample table. In the first step, I'm creating a table type called employee. Okay, my table type already exists because, of course, I tried this code before the presentation. I create a stored procedure that takes as a parameter a TVP. This stored procedure is called to show TVP values. You see here that I specify its parameter type. And the only thing that this stored procedure does is to display the contents